Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Critical and welcome back to episode 18 of Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Look at this! We're done! We did it! We completed the shop. It is up and running. It is good to go. It is built and beautiful. So I got the top part of this building in, as you can see. I think the roof also wasn't done at the end of last episode. I'm kind of recording a lot of stuff in advance here, so I'm a little out of whack on what happened last episode and what I've done off camera. But got the roof in, got the other building in over here. Inside, I ended up doing a little counter over here, but I didn't add a staircase up to the top because I don't know what I want to do up there. So I think for now it's just going to be empty space, and then if I ever decide I want to put something up there, I will. Perhaps if I do shulker boxes as a sale thing here, I can put those up there. But yeah, so just a little counter over here. Payments go here. Nothing too fancy. Out there. Over here, I've done this little table. I found this design online, and I think it was in Google Images, but I don't know what it's like from. But I essentially just rebuilt that design. I changed a few things. I put these as looms. I changed some of the colors of the trapdoors and stuff to be a little simpler. But I really, really liked this design, so I just used this for this area because I thought it was pretty cool. And I think I want to use it other places too. It's a really nice, like, simple design. The only complicated things was the armor stands that I've got here. They look a little strange, but I kind of like it. It looks like the thing that you like push up to make the umbrella like unfold or whatever. You know what I mean. But yeah, but this project is done, and I'm so excited that it's done. We can work on some other stuff, and also completing a project is always like a relieving thing. Like every time we get one of these buildings done, I think this area looks better for it. But we're going to head over to the castle area, and unfortunately, I don't have any rockets, but we'll take a little walk over there. I want to start working on the castle. I've got some ideas and a couple of things I'm just going to kind of mull over here. Hello, pillagers. As I've mentioned, I don't want this to be a project that takes super long. It's more of kind of like a hopefully 3 or 4 episode project that I can get done, just to kind of make that area seem a little more filled out. And I have some ideas that I've built up about how I want to handle it, but if you missed the live stream from, it would have been episode 16.5. I know some people don't watch those episodes, but I want to mention it just because it is when this project happened. And I think I showed some of this in last episode, but as I said, everything's kind of all out of order, so I'm a little out of the loop on how this laid out. But I got the hill over here finished. It goes all the way up to the back where the castle wall is going to be. And additionally, I replaced all of the area over here with sand. I've got some hills going up like so. And overall, I think this whole area looks really, really cool. There's an ender chest right there that I don't remember putting there. I think this area looks really cool, and I think it's added a lot to how this looks. I may redo the riverbed at some point, but I'm not too worried about it because none of the other riverbeds have been revamped at all. But I've decided on a few things about the castle, and we'll go over these real quick, and then I'm going to cut and get working on some stuff. But first things first, this building's going. I'm getting rid of it. I don't like it. I want to redo it, so we're going to tear that out, and I'm going to move it. It's gonna look completely different, but the throne room itself is gonna go closer to over here somewhere. I think somewhere along the middle of the wall, maybe. But the wall itself is gonna extend from the back of this one and kind of curve out, kind of like this, and then wrap back in over there until it meets the other tower over here. And then, of course, like I said, it'll wrap down over that way, and then the big building's gonna go here, and I'm gonna raise that wall up there. But the first thing I want to get done is I want to get rid of this tower. I want to build this up a little bit, and I want to start cracking on a project that I kind of want to do underneath, and I want to work out some stuff on that. So I'm going to get working on all 3 of those things, and then I will bring you guys back in when we have made a little bit more progress. All right, so we have made quite a bit of progress over here at the castle. It wasn't anything too extravagant or exciting, so I did most of it off camera. Basically, all I've done is I've extended this wall up to here. I'm not like super like sold on the way this looks. I think I may raise these up one more, and I think that'll make it look a little better and a little more balanced. But overall, I think it looks fine. If we head to the other side over here, I really like the way this looks. I've got it kind of gradually expanding down as it goes. And I've changed the way that some of the castle is laid out. So basically, to get to this tower now, originally there was a ladder that went up. I've changed that now. So you now come through here, you're going to go through this wall, and that's going to connect to, if I can get up here, a wall that we're going to build, a wall that we're going to build here that's going to connect basically from right there over to there. And basically you're going to have to walk all the way over, down and around here, up this ladder over here in order to access either one of these towers. I kind of like the idea of like someone, if to get to the top, you've got to like wind your way through the entire castle. I think that's kind of a cool aspect. So I want to kind of try to keep that going, which is why I've also decided that to get to the city, we're actually not going to have an access point from over here anywhere near the Colosseum. You're actually, to get to the city, going to have to walk through the courtyard, and we're going to have a little staircase that kind of bends and goes over this one and then connects there through the wall, and that's how you can get into the city. I moved this door over here, so this is over here now, kind of just like a back entrance for ease of access if we need to get back there at any point. I've kept the wall very simple. I haven't talked about the wall design. I guess I should discuss that a little bit. I've kept it very simple. Most of this castle, I was looking at it because it's been a very long time since I've built here, and I wanted to keep the theme going of kind of how this is. For the most part, this castle is very simple. It's very flat walls with a few intricate little andesite details on each end. So I think I will add a little bit of andesite down here and maybe a little railing at the top and the canopy like I was talking about up there. But other than that, I think that's probably going to be all I do to this wall, because I kind of like the idea that it's still pretty simple, because this was also like our first build, so it's not going to be like the most extravagant detailed thing. But I'm pretty happy with how it's looking so far. I think this wall looks pretty cool. But I think what I'm going to do now is do what we did last episode, where I include some little montage clips of me building that tower and some of the other pieces we've got to get in on this, because we just have a lot to cover in this episode. So I'm going to get cracking on all of that, and then we will cut back in a bit when I have made some progress. Okay, so I have gotten a ton of work done in the castle, and as a matter of fact, I think we've accomplished our renovations here for today. The castle is now, I think, to the point where I want it, where I can start building that little town over there. But if we check this out, got this whole kind of upper courtyard area fixed up, added in the path going back here. Obviously, I think you guys saw that, but I added this one going up over here. We've got a wall going over the top now, and if I fly up over here, you can see that you can, of course, get to it through this building now. So to get up here, you actually have to walk through this area now, over to there, and then that will lead up to the next floor. You can't actually get to this tower through this side anymore. I kind of like the idea of, like, as people are going through this, they have to, like, wind their way through the whole castle. I don't know. I think that'd be kind of a cool idea. But if we head over this way, I've also added in this second tower with fifth tower with another flag up over top. And we've got this wall that extends all the way out to the river, where I decided to, instead of having it like bounce over the river, I've instead decided to just have it curve down and kind of end in the water. And I think I need to add a couple pieces of stone brick there. It looks like I missed. But I think on this side we're going to do a different wall. Not quite as high as that one. Going kind of back over here because I do want to have a city gate over there. But I think this is pretty cool. It kind of keeps, it keeps everything out. Anything that wants to get in would have to walk around in the water and everything. But this perfectly outlines our area that we want to build in now, so I think I'm pretty happy with that. You can imagine like a whole little town filling this area. But that is going to do it here for today. We're going to go work on some stuff at the Nether base because it's been a while since we've worked over there. But I want to tell you one more plan that I have for this area other than the city. And that is down here, and I think probably at this level here. We're going to carve out like most of the land around this area. And I think it's going to be like an ongoing project where we just kind of expand it out as we go. Basically, I want to have, if you've ever seen, like, I think it's Lord of the Rings has that one scene where it's like that huge open room with like the pillars that go way up into the ceiling, and it's just repeated, like going down the room. I basically want to do something like that, where we just have like a big open like mine that goes way out, and there's like pillars every 16 blocks or so, kind of covering underneath the majority of spawn. I think that would be really cool. My main reasoning for it is just that I need stone. I've run out of stone and dirt and other materials like that, and I'd like to have like a steady flow of them. And I think it'd be kind of cool to make it look nice instead of just tearing out the underside of the world. So that is one thing we're going to be working on, but like I said, not this episode. We're going to head off to the Nether base, get some stuff done there. Let me travel over there real quick, and then we will meet up once I'm there. All right, everybody. So we are over at the Nether base, and I wanted to show you guys this. I have officially finished reskinning this building. If you didn't see it a few episodes ago, it had all the nether brick in, but I have replaced all of that with black stone, and I really like the way this looks. I think this looks really cool, and I think most of the kind of modern skyscraper buildings we do here are going to be out of black stone now. I've gone for brick in the walls, polished on kind of the decaling that sticks out, and then on the inside, I've gone with normal black stone for the floors and ceilings. Which I think looks really cool. This is, of course, our potion tower, and we are, hopefully next episode, or maybe the one after that, we shall see, gonna get to actually doing some of the potion stuff in this building. But I have to come up with some designs, so what we're gonna do for this episode instead is work on setting up a piglin bartering system. And so what I'm going to do with that, I'm actually realizing that I don't know where I want to put it, because I don't want to put it in here. I think we'll set up a temporary one just kind of over here to kind of get the system down and kind of get it decided how we want to build it. And then we're probably going to end up building an actual building for it, because I've mentioned in the past, I want to have a villager trading hall here as well. And I'd like both of those things to be in the same building, so we're going to need quite a bit of space. But let's go ahead and grab what we need here. I really only need redstone, I think, because I think I've got hoppers in here. I do not. Let's go ahead and grab some of those real quick. So I'm going to do this part on camera. I don't do stuff on camera very often, but I do occasionally like to include you guys in some of this stuff. So let's do this section of the video on camera, shall we? So we're going to need probably, let's start with doing a double chest for stuff to funnel into and a single chest for the gold to sit in, because that's a lot of gold. So we're going to need, oh wait, hold on. I also need 1, 2, 3, 4 hoppers. So let's make 4 of those. Perfect. Throw that in there. Okay, so what we're going to need for this is actually super, super simple. We're going to set up a hopper clock real quick. And I've looked up the timing for this. We apparently only need 11 items in the hopper clock. Now, let's see here. I want to make sure that I've got the correct design here. So we're going to need 2 comparators. our hoppers, and then we're going to need, I believe, redstone torches as well. And I believe that is all we need. There we go. I think that's all we need. I've never actually made a hopper clock myself. You know what? That's not true. I did use a hopper clock with one thing before, but that was years ago. And it has been quite some time since I've done it. So we're going to see how this goes. Now, I'm not going to worry about getting him in there just yet. We're going to go ahead and build the design first. Ow, I knew that was going to happen. We're going to go ahead and build the design first. I'm getting a bit of lag because there's some other people on the server AFKing some farms. Let's just set this up in the wall over here for now. And then we can obviously move this little guy if we need to. So let me tear all of this out. Now I want to keep this relatively safe if I can. So all we need to do is have two hoppers that face into one another. So to do that, we're just going to place one and then, oops, why did that place there? That was super weird. Let's pick that up. Oop, that's gonna get stuck in there. There we go. So if you didn't know, when you have two hoppers facing one another, the items will just funnel back and forth through each other. And this is a great way of setting up a pretty simple clock, because if you have items in here, it's going to turn on and off the different sides of the device that we're about to set up here periodically. Now what we want to do is, let's actually just use some nether brick here and here, and we're going to add some pistons sitting just above there. I'm going to break this out one more. And I believe it's redstone. Oops, I should have put that in there first. Then this. So this will now, if we watch it for a second here, watching. Yep, you saw that as soon as the 11 reach the other side of the hoppers, which takes apparently the perfect timing for a piglin, it'll switch back to the other direction. Now what we want to do when this happens is we want to set up, these are both constant. You see it goes off there, and when it goes off and comes back on, that's when we want to have the dispenser shoot out. And I actually didn't grab a dispenser. Oh, he's gonna hit me. Let's go grab a dispenser real quick. And let's add that in over here as well. Ouch. Rude, sir. Quite rude. So we're going to put that there. And that will trigger that. You just heard it tick. That was perfect timing. That will trigger every however many seconds it takes for him to look at the gold and do his thing. Now we're going to put a block there for now. We're going to have a hopper going into here. And this is going to lead into a double chest. This is precarious, but this is fine. Again, temporary location for this. And then we're going to put a block there. We're going to put a chest here. You don't have to have a chest here. I'm simply doing this so that I can have more gold set up here, kind of in here, so it has enough to funnel in. Although I'll probably never actually fill that up all the way. Now, the next thing we need to do is get this guy in here, because I think now we are done. I just need to get him into... Ow. Oh no, I have thorns on my armor. Only on my boots. Thorns 1 and he died. Oh. Alright, well, I'm going to cut. I'm going to go find another piglin, and then I'm going to get him set up in here, and I'll show you guys how this functions once everything's in place. Okay, so I got the Piglin Trading Center all set up, and the gold farm has been turned off, so we are running a little smoother here. If we head over here, I've actually moved it from right there to over in here because it was a little more out of the way. I just need to replace that with this. Is that gonna work? Let's find out. Yep, sweet. So we should be getting, oops, I just picked up a ton of it through the thing. We got a piece of gold there, I think because he already had one. But let's make sure the timing on this is working. We can tell if the timing is not working if we're getting gold ingots in here. Let's see. So next time we hear it click. Perfect. Fantastic. It seems to be working as intended. So, it's a little tight in here. I had it set up against this wall, and then I realized that these decorative redstone blocks were actually triggering the mechanism. So I had to move it forward and over a bit. And I've just got him kind of loosely trapped over in here. I also just picked up the next thing that went through. But we're getting a ton of stuff now, which is awesome. So we're going to get a pretty steady flow of all of these materials and a couple of others. As well as fire resistance potions and stuff. Of course, as I said, we're going to set up an actual trading hall for this because I don't want... Well, for one thing, I want a giant storage system for all this stuff so that we can sort through everything. And I don't want to hear that constantly as you're over in this area. Is kind of my main worry. So I kind of want to build something a little further away. But that is all set up. That is good to go. We are now getting those items pretty much infinitely as long as we have gold running in there. Which is pretty exciting. But we're running out of time for this episode, so we're going to run over back to the castle, I should say, and check out one last thing that I want to do there. But I want to take a moment to say, I don't really go into fifth person, but here we are. I also took off my boots because they have thorns on them and I didn't want to kill the pigman. But I want to say thank you to everybody because we just reached 20, so we actually reached 21 subscribers on the channel, and I don't normally bring up any of that kind of stuff, but I appreciate the milestone. I wanted to thank you all for subscribing and following and enjoying the videos. I really appreciate it. But let's head back over to spawn, get working on that one last thing, and then that is probably going to do it for this episode. Get out of my way. So the last thing we're going to be working on in this episode is, as I said, over here at the castle. Now, I mentioned this earlier, I want to do some sort of catacombs underneath the castle. I'm going to turn the beacon on, so there's going to be some particles on the screen. I can't prevent that, though, because I need the beacon. So, we need to check real quick how far down the river goes, first of all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... 9. Okay, let's say we need to go down. The roof of what we're going to do needs to be 10 blocks beneath the surface, which is this level here. So we got to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, counting with critical. Wonderful. So that's technically here, but we're just going to do it here because it is more conveniently placed. But what we're going to be doing is, as I mentioned, I want to have some catacombs that kind of run underneath most of spawn, really. This will be kind of a slow burn project, not really something I'm looking to ever finish necessarily. Ooh, you know what? Technically this is the roof, right? Because right here has to be the roof. So we really need to be going down 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do it down here, actually. Instead of up there, and that'll be the stopping point at that level. But basically what I want to do here is I want to mine out a bunch of this area here, and let's see if we can actually reach. We cannot. I want to mine out a bunch of this area down here, and I want to add some pillars, and we're going to work on coming up with a pillar design. I have one in mind, but I just wanted to kind of show you guys this to give you a feel for what we're going to be doing. And for the most part, this probably will only appear on camera maybe like once more. I'll probably do this on stream most of the time when I need to gather resources. Which, by the way, I do usually about once or twice a week stream Minecraft, and I only upload about half of those streams to the channel here. A lot of the times I'll leave them out just because I don't think they're necessarily something that I need to, or that's vital to, like, continuity, basically. So I won't include them on the channel. But if you want to see that kind of stuff, there's a link in the description to my Twitch channel. You can follow me on there. I think it's called following. And get notified of whenever I go live on there, so you can catch some of that extra stuff that I don't really post on here. But again, it's only like once a week, so you're not missing out on too much, but I thought I'd throw it out there because I know some people enjoy watching some of the more grindy stuff. But I'm going to mine out a bit more of this room and get enough of it that I can kind of get some pillars, like locations in place, so you guys can get a feel for what's going to be happening here. And then I will cut back in just a moment. Okay, so I have gone through and cleared out a little bit of space here for us to put the first few pillars in. I think we're going to put them every... Oops, no, that needs to come in one. I think we're going to put them 15 blocks apart, which is the distance between these two obsidian pieces. They're going to be 3 by 3, so they're going to be a little bit thicker, and then they're basically just going to run kind of in a grid pattern every 15 blocks like that. So there will be, it's every 15 blocks the obsidian, but the actual gap will be every 13 by those standards. The only reason I did it like that is because the entrances are going to be, or the entrance is going to be this pillar here, and it's an even number, or it's an odd number, sorry. So I have to do an odd number for this. But I'm making myself hurt a little bit. I'm using obsidian as the central pillar, so I'm gonna need quite a bit because it's 10 obsidian for every pillar. So I'm gonna end up needing to tear down quite a few of the end pillars where the dragon is, but that's what we're gonna do for the center. I'm hoping, but I don't think it's gonna be the case, that the lighting we can put on this will light up far enough, but I don't think it will. So I think we're gonna have to do either some hanging lanterns or just torches along the ground. I don't want to go too complicated with this simply because it's something that I'm going to be doing just to get resources. Like, I don't want to be wasting a ton of resources gathering stuff here. So hopefully this is something we can design that looks really good, but also is pretty simple for us to kind of place as we go. And I imagine I won't have to expand this very often because just from doing this, I got like almost a double chest of stone. So it shouldn't be too bad, but we'll see. But let's just see here about doing this. I'm kind of just making this up as I go along. I don't have like a predetermined plan for how these are going to look. I just wanted to try some things out. Starting with some little kind of... if you saw the throne room before I tore it down, it had kind of these like ball shapes at the top and bottom, and I'm kind of trying to mimic that slightly into here to kind of tie those together. And then I want to see about doing something along these lines. Not that. Oop, I had a little bit of a lag spike there. Let's go like that. And then 1, 2, 3. And then I want to add in some pillars hanging like this. Someone's over there. Hanging down like this on there. And then I want to use this as where we're going to put the actual lighting. But I don't know if I want it hanging. The problem is the room is also even. So we don't actually have like a center point to do this on. Let me tear out these two real quick, actually, so I can get up here. We're going to go 1, 2, and let's try putting torches there. How does that look? I like that. We're covering a lot of the obsidian, though, which I don't want to do, really. So what happens if we pull these out and extend these down like so? Does that look weird? That looks kind of weird. I don't know, I'm just trying to come up with something that's not going to block as much of the obsidian because I still want to see some of it through there. That's not bad, actually. That looks a lot more like it's bracing the ground than that does. Let's try doing that up top real quick and see if that's any better. So 1, 2, oh dear. This is going to be a little difficult to get these in place. Oh boy. 2, 3, 4. Let's add those in. This is going to be hard to get in here without just pillaring up, so I'm just going to go ahead and bite the bullet. Throw that there. Throw one of these over here and move my pick off of my hotbar, which I hate that it does that. And then 2 there and 2 over here. This episode's a little bit more on camera, but I kind of like it. It's fun. Okay, let's tear out all of this and see how this looks with all of those in place. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. Again, like I said, I don't want it to be anything too crazy. That should be pretty simple for us to build every 15 blocks. Additionally, I didn't want to use the same materials that we're using at the top of the castle, because since this is going to be stretching over such a large area, if we end up running into other like bases and stuff and have to connect it to there, I want it to look pretty generic so that it can like more easily be implemented into other bases and stuff. So I think this is a pretty good way of doing that. Unfortunate that we can no longer see the block behind this through that, because that would have been cool. But yeah, I think this is pretty decent. But I'm going to throw in the other one of these and everything and maybe do a few more, but that is going to do it for this episode. I hope you've all enjoyed. Again, thank you all for watching, and for all of our new members of our little community here. Welcome. But yeah, that is going to do it for this episode, guys. I hope that you have all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.